Me and the boys are about to do a little duck hunting. Quack, quack, quack. Pull! Quack, 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 quack.
Another crucial 2 points in the books. This was a big win tonight, and a game that was kind of weird. It felt like this game was ugly, but when you look at the advanced stats and, when you look at the final score, I guess it can't be that ugly because the Jets end up winning this game by a score of 3-2 over the Anaheim Ducks in Anaheim for game 73 out of 82 for the Jets 2022-2023 campaign. Welcome back to Recap Reactions on Pig City Hockey. And this game was an interesting one. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was not I was nervous kind of going into this game. Anaheim's been a streaky team as of late, and I don't know. I just wasn't really, that confident in them. I don't know. I thought that maybe they'd surprise, I thought Anaheim might surprise, and I don't know why. I just one of those games where I don't trust the Jets yet fully again. I don't know if I even will trust the Jets fully again this entire season going into the playoffs if they make it. But nonetheless, though, going into this game, did not have that much faith in the Jets. I was nervous about this one. I don't know why. It just didn't sit right with me. I was very, very cautious. And, that first period, I think it speaks in itself because it's 1-0 pretty early on from Cam Fowler. And I'm thinking right there, okay, I was right. That first period had its moments. It had its ups and downs, I would say. But, again, this team has just been slowly getting out of a slump. How would I say it? Like, the best way to describe this team is that right now they're slowly getting out of the slump that they're in as a team, but it's not happening all at once. Like, the team just isn't playing better as a team. It's just some individual performances. Like Kyle Connor, he scores the second goal of the game. We're jumping ahead a little bit right now, but he's a prime example in this game of someone that has struggled a little bit as of late, but finally got on the scoreboard and really, had some confidence out there tonight. And you hadn't seen him having that confidence that was definitely affecting the top six. So again, the top six looked good tonight, I felt, because Kyle Connor finally got that goal and they really were able to, finally gel a little bit more, I felt like. If Kyle Connor gets scoring, maybe this team can finally really get out of this rut. But again, there's just a lot of things that are going wrong with the Jets right now. It's good to see Kyle Connor playing well. And as well with Mason Appleton, who gets his third of the season. And again, Adam Lowry is the theme of tonight's video because the bottom six has been abysmal during this stretch and has just had no depth scoring. It's just been not good at all. But then what do you get all of a sudden in the last couple of games? You get good play from the bottom six. If I'm not mistaken, back-to-back games for Adam Lowry getting goals. His 11th of the season. He's, finally performing well again. He started the season off extremely hot. He was almost approaching his point total from last season very, very early on at the 30-game mark, if I wasn't mistaken. And then he just dried up offensively. And it's nice to see him getting going because if Adam Lowry is, got some offense and, is that wild card down there going into the playoffs and he's got a hot hand, that can actually be beneficial. Because if you look at the early parts in the season, who was scoring clutch goals at times from the bottom six for the Winnipeg Jets? None other than Adam Lowry. So getting him going again is very important. Now, I know a lot of people like to, drag on Lowry. I, for one, drag on Lowry at times as well. I love him as a center, as a depth player at times. I just don't think he's that best third liner. But when he's going, he's great. And he had a really good start, like I said. And I think that maybe we can finally start to see him getting going again. If Mason Appleton gets going again, that's really important too. Because, Perfetti will be back in a week or two, I would imagine. Like, I do not see him going into the playoffs, fresh off that injury. If he is ready to go, or even at 90%, I think the Jets put him in the last couple games of the season. They're not going to mean anything to those teams, most likely. They're going to be secured, so get him some ice time, get him up to game speed before going into the playoffs. I think that's very important because, when you look at his track record with injuries, he hasn't been as good. And, you look at the game tonight, back-to-back wins for this team now. You look at the depth, Nemestikov. Shout out to Nemestikov for being an absolute dud out there and hitting the post with the empty netter. But again, we're talking about depth right now. Tonight's game, I felt you saw a lot of good individual performances from your top six guys that needed to, have good games. Kyle Connor scoring a goal, that's good. Mason Appleton getting a goal. Also, Dylan DeMello driving that play on the Appleton goal. Really, really good play there. He played great tonight, Dylan DeMello, and he has been all season long. Again, super underrated. Love Dylan DeMello on this team. Very important part of that defensive core, I would argue. And again, we're getting a little off topic, but what I felt like this game tonight showed was this team is slowly finally getting out of this rut, it feels like. Now, I know it's Anaheim. I know they're not good, but I'm not going to take that lightly. This team needs games like this where they can actually play against a bad team, have not a terrible game. Yeah, I know it was 3-2, but look. I think the Jets were the better team tonight. You go over to Money Puck, you look at the odds. Jets win this game. Okay, this is redoing the simulation again, even though I had it done. But nonetheless, though, right now we're at 81. It's going to be at least 80% of the time out of 1,000 simulations. All right, 82.2% of the time, the Winnipeg Jets were going to win this game based on advanced stats out of 1,000 simulations. They played a good game tonight. Yeah, the scoreboard, it shows it was close, but I think that the Jets did play a good game tonight. I think they rebounded well after that first Cam Fowler goal in the first period. Appleton rebounding it on that good play was able to tie things up, and then from there, the Jets really controlled things. I know it was tied in that third period again, and it felt like, maybe Anaheim was getting momentum, but I think that the Jets had things under control today. I don't think it was a barely they just won today. I think that, tonight was more or less not the best performance from your goaltender in Hellebuck. I'm not going to lie. He only faced, 17 shots, apparently. That can't be right. All right, apparently it is. 20 shots on goal, apparently. There we go, 20 shots on goal. I don't know why it was showing me the other one. But nonetheless, though, I felt like he just didn't play that well tonight, Connor Hellebuck. I'm not going to, he was terrible, blah, 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 but wasn't his best night. And I think the Jets, played okay and improved in areas, and that's important. I'm not going to say they're, back on top, but I'm happy they won. I'm happy they got 2 games under their belt now. You go and look at the standings. They're on a little win streak right now. That's important. It's a good time to win a little bit. I'm still very, very nervous about this team, and I'm cautiously optimistic and celebrating right now. But at the same time, this team needs to play better, and they have been playing better at times. With winning these 2 games is important. 5-4-1 now in their last 10. Mediocre as hell, but getting off to the right start is important, and maybe they'll have a chance, to actually secure this playoff spot and actually have some momentum. That's all I could really ask for, don't really know what else to say up that. This game, I'm not gonna praise them. You guys know me. I'm not gonna be that woohoo. We're back on top of the world, because we're not. We're fighting for a playoff spot still. Nashville is only 3 points. How many points is Nashville out right now? They're 5 points out. With 3 games in hand. So, I know Nashville's got a very tough schedule ahead of things, but if the Jets again go down a slump, they lose 3 in a row potentially, which we've seen them do during the stretch. We've seen them play terrible hockey. If that happens again, and, by some miracle the Predators win, look where things are. I'm just saying that we do have a lot to be concerned about still, because we're not out of the woods just yet. Jets need to continue playing better, continue to win these games. Their next game is going to be against the Kings on Saturday. That is an important game. When you go look at the standings right now, the Kings are that team right now that are, they're playing well in the Pacific. They're second in the Pacific, and I think that, this is a good test for the Jets, winning 2 games in a row. Going into that matchup on Saturday, you got to win that game. I think that's a very, very important game. And yeah, you look at the schedule right now, you got the Kings, the Sharks, and then you're back at home and play the Red Wings. You got to win these 2 games. You got to clear this Pacific. If you can clear this the West Coast tour with the Coyotes win, the Ducks win, and then secure the next 2 games, which is possible, the Jets basically make the playoffs, in my opinion. That way, and if the other 2 teams, if Calgary loses again and Nashville loses again, this is a very important stretch. This is whether or not the Jets can actually, put some wins together and make the playoffs. Obviously, that Devils game is going to be really important, and that Nash Predators game is going to be really important as well, depending on how things go. But that Kings game is a crucial test, because you played the Blues, you got shut out by the Blues. That was a bad game. You beat the Coyotes 2-1. You beat the Anaheim Ducks 3-2. There's improvement in both those games, even though they're definitely not perfect. And now you're playing the Kings, a playoff team. You got to win this game. You got to rebound after that bad loss to St. Louis, and then the 2 wins against the mediocre, bad teams in the standings. You got to win against the playoff team, the Kings. But yeah, other than that, glad they won tonight. Wasn't perfect, but again, let me know what your thoughts were on this game down in the comment section below. This could be maybe a jumping off point for the Jets, finally getting 4 points, 2 wins in a row. That's important. We'll see what happens. But let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. As always, first time checking out a video here, definitely drop a like, subscribe. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Check out the affiliated links. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I got work tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday, and I will see you guys on Saturday. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.